Thank you and welcome into this video. I've been receiving a lot of queries from people who are filing their return and after self-assessing themselves and ensuring they have done everything correctly, they end up getting a principal tax or a tax liability, which is a principal tax which they are supposed to pay even after self-assessing themselves and maybe assessing themselves to zero tax due. But when they get into the iTax portal, they have an outstanding principal tax, which can be a lot of money in some scenario. But this is more prevalent on people who are formally employed. The reason this is occurring is because of erroneous submission of the pay as you earn by your accountants. So a lot of accountants, they are doing error, maybe willingly or unwillingly, failing to limit the required pay for various months, and you can get yourself paying for that pay for your employer because the accountant maybe behaved in an ethical way and failed to submit the amount of pay for a certain month. So this has been very prevalent this year, and people are saying that KRA is putting some tax due or some principal tax for them, which they don't know. But what you need to do, basically, you need to be constantly be auditing your iTax portal, because KRA made it easier for you to be able to audit even the remittance of pay by your accountant by using the general ledgers in the iTax portal. You are supposed to get into the general ledgers and realize where the error is emanating from, or the discrepancy is coming from, because in most of scenario, the discrepancy is originating from the accountant failing to limit pay for various months, and that is where the error is emanating from. So you do very well, you generate a receipt, even file and generate the acknowledgement letter, and you get your tax due as zero. And when you get to the payment detail, though Kenyans do not have that tendency of self-assessing the account, you get that you have an outstanding principal tax. So I have seen these in like 5 cases, which have really triggered me, and I decided to make this video. So even when you file your return, it is usually advisable this year, get back to the portal and view what it has populated and check if you have an outstanding principal tax based on this error. In case you get this error, the solution is this. You're supposed to go into your accounts department, tell them to remit the pay to the revenue authority or do the follow-up, because if you don't do the follow-up, this amount of the pay of the principal tax which is appearing here, you start now attracting some penalties and fine, which you end up paying unless you get a waiver and you are able to waive those taxes. And that is the concept which I wanted to bring here. So notice that, and usually take time to audit your iTax portal to ensure you don't have unrecognized liabilities which are not technically your fault, and you may end up paying them or getting into troubles with the revenue authority. And it is not usually easy in Kenya to navigate through these bureaucracies. So thank you for watching, and have a nice day ahead.